Hi folks, this is James from Fairy Tales, Myths and Legends. And this time we're looking at the Banshee from Irish folklore. Hope you enjoy this one. The Banshee, a figure as Irish as peat bogs, rain and a good drop of the black stuff, and just as steeped in melancholy and myth. Picture, if you will, a spirit woman with a lament so penetrating, so heart-wrenching, it could chill your very soul. This spectral being, the Banshee, doesn't usher in death as much as she heralds it, a ghostly messenger with a sorrowful task. When a family member is in peril, or has recently passed into the next life, the Banshee unleashes an agonising, bone-rattling wail that only our family can hear. For those blessedly unrelated to the poor soul's plight, the Banshee remains hidden, her cries inaudible. Banshees, it seems, don't flit from family to family like gossip. They're steadfast in their loyalties, assigned to noble Gaelic bloodlines with names that bear the weight of ancient history. Typically, these families brandish the O or Mac prefix, establishing their unbroken lineage through generations. However, now and then a Banshee will stray from her Gaelic roots, latching on to an Anglo-Saxon family, especially if music and singing are in their veins, as though the ethereal realm finds them more approachable through melodies and ballads. The Banshee is no mere Irish phenomenon. Scotland and Wales, with their own dark hills and misty vales, have their own stories of keening women foretelling death. Some incarnations of the Morag legend from Scotland are very similar to that of the Banshee. Some Banshees are tethered to a family's ancestral lands, compelled to wail from their home turf regardless of where the family might roam. Others are somewhat more mobile, following their clans across oceans and borders, wailing in North America when the descendants of Irish immigrants meet their end. A Banshee is ever faithful, but never welcome. Though she brings no harm, she merely forewarns, leaving the grim work of death to other, darker forces. In appearance, our Banshee is a creature of contrasts. She might reveal herself as a youthful beauty, draped in white with flowing silver hair, her mournful song so sweet it could almost enchant. Or, in more spine-chilling tales, she appears as a gnarled hag wrapped in a black shawl, her voice screeching like a thing possessed. Both faces are reflections of what the family's legacy might be, a hint of the family's fortune or misfortune in her own ghostly visage. They're solitary creatures, one per family. No cosy gatherings of banshees here. These ladies work alone. The Banshee's proclivity for nocturnal appearances only adds to her legend. She'll be seen in the dead of night, perhaps drifting under moonlight, a veil obscuring her face, hovering by a gnarled old tree or weaving through the mist. Some say she's a spirit, others claim she's a type of fairy. Even her name is ambiguous, Banshee deriving from the Irish Banshee, meaning either woman of the fairy mound or woman of the other world. Occasionally called the Hag of the Mist or the Washerwoman, these mysterious titles only deepen the mystery surrounding her. One of the earliest written records of a Banshee's lament appears in the 14th century text Triumphs of Turlough, capturing the tensions between feuding Irish and English families. Since then, tales of Banshees have become entrenched in the fabric of Irish folklore. Perhaps the most famous Banshee story concerns Reverend Charles Burnworth of County Cork, a man beloved by all for his generosity and harp playing. As his health failed, a herdsman named Kavanagh claimed to have encountered a Banshee wailing Burnworth's name. I came through the glen of Ballybeg. She was along with me, keening and screeching and clapping her hands by my side every step of the way, with her white hair falling about her shoulders. And I could hear her repeat the master's name every now and then, as plain as ever I heard it. When I came to the old abbey, she parted from me there, and turned into the pigeon field next to the burying ground, and folding her cloak about her, down she sat under a tree that was struck by lightning, and began keening so bitterly that it went through one's heart to hear it. Despite assurances that the Reverend was improving, Kavanagh remained convinced, and indeed, the entire household soon began hearing a woman's anguished cries, and Burnworth, alas, did not recover. Another tragic tale follows an Irish family, the O'Grady's, who emigrated to Canada. One evening, they heard a sorrowful wail outside their home, an unearthly keening that no human throat could manage. The next day, the father and son set off fishing, never to return. It was only as the Banshee's lament echoed in the air once more that news reached the family of the men's tragic drowning. Even today, such stories persist. In 2021, Bridie Morgan of Crofton, County Clare, reported hearing a Banshee's mournful cry outside her home on the anniversary of a friend's passing. The strange sound returned each year until she sought the intervention of a local priest. Only after a solemn mass did the haunting wail finally cease. Could the Banshee's origins lie in ancient Irish funeral customs? There are those that think so. In times past, professional keeners, women hired to sing haunting, wailing laments at funerals, might have inspired the Banshee myth. These women, often dressed in ragged clothes and familiar with every village nook, would travel the countryside, bringing their solemn service to those wealthy enough to afford it. One particularly haunting keen, recorded by Thomas Crofton Croker in the 19th century, hints at the Banshee's place in Irish funerary tradition. Maidens, sing no more in gladness to your merry spinning wheels. Join the keener's voice of sadness, feel for what a mother feels. There are less supernatural theories too. Some believe the eerie nighttime calls of foxes or the silent ghostly flight of barn owls and their screeches have led frightened folks to hear what wasn't there. But really, who can say? The Banshee, like so much of Irish lore, occupies a space between the real and the unreal. Her mournful wail, a poignant reminder of mortality, echoing across time from ancient myth to modern ear. Have you got something to say about the Banshee? Have we missed something important? Let us know in the comments. If you've enjoyed this video, please do subscribe as it helps us fund the channel. This has been James from Fairy Tales, Myths and Legends. We hope to see you again soon.